Hello, my beautiful reader friends. It's Tiffany with an IE, as you can see. I'm joined by my friend Ashley because we're at her apartment. We're spending New Year's together, and this is her really pretty mural, and it's just been a lot of fun. So for this video, I'll be doing my December wrap-up, so I'll talk about all the books that I read in December, and then I'll do some end-of-the-year stats at the end. So the first book I read that I gave 5 stars to was Astrophysics for People in a Hurry by Degrasse Tyson. This is pretty self-explanatory. It's a nonfiction book, and Neil deGrasse Tyson, he's pretty well known for astrophysics and stuff. So it was pretty easy to read through, and there were some funny parts. There was one part where he was like, Einstein is a badass. So I really enjoyed it. This is actually a gift for a friend, but he doesn't watch my videos, so he doesn't know. But yeah, so that was my first book. And then the next book I read was The Bear and the Nightingale by Katherine Arden. This was also 5 stars. I was following along with the Winter Night Read Along with Meg with Books, her channel, because she's reading all 3 books in this series. I still haven't gone to the other 2, but this one, it's Russian fairy tale-esque, and the main character, Vasya. So Vasya, she has to save her town in this one, and then in the second book, she has to save her country, and the third book, she has to save the world. So the stakes get higher in each of them. But yeah, it's really good, and it really does feel like you're reading, you're immersed in a fairy tale. So yeah, definitely really enjoyed this. The next book I read was Hidden Figures by Margot Shetterly. This is another nonfiction book, and I watched the movie and I really liked it. The book I gave 4 stars. I originally gave it 5 stars, but I bumped it down to 4 because the writing was a bit dry, but it is an important book, and it mostly was easy to read, but yeah, I definitely did prefer the movie for this one. The next book I read was Fable by Adrienne. This was the book club pick for Mysterious Galaxies YA Book Club in December, and it was really good. It kind of has pirates and stuff. The main character, Fable, she basically lost her mother in this shipwreck when she was young, and then her dad just drops her off on this island and was like, fend for yourself. If you can get off this island and come back to me, I'll give you your inheritance. So it's just pretty insane. So yeah, it's really good. It's the first in a duology. Adrienne also wrote Sky and the Deep, which I haven't read yet, but I've met her and I have that book signed. So I'm really excited to read more of her writing because I really liked how she wrote this. It's just the descriptions and the grittiness. It was really, really good. And I gave this 5 stars. I don't know if I said. And then the next book I read was The Testing. My friend DJ chose this for my Unwrapping My TBR vlog this month, which I have yet to finish and post. But I quite like this. This is a dystopian where the main character, Sia, has been chosen, and she has to complete these series of tests. Some of them are written, some of them are practical, and at the end you get your memories wiped from the testing so that if your children or people from your colony in the future get chosen for the testing, they don't get an unfair advantage because you don't tell them all the secrets and stuff. But yeah, so it was pretty intense. There were a lot of survivalist moments that reminded me of the Hunger Games, but it was pretty unique in itself. But I gave it 4 stars because it wasn't anything breakout, super new from the mold, and it's dystopian. But yeah, I did enjoy it. I have the other 2 books in the series, so I will be continuing them. And then the next book that I read, I'm so happy I finished this book finally, was Prodigy by Marie Lu. I've been reading this book for so long, but I gave it 5 stars. It wasn't it didn't have the same impact as Legend, where it was halfway through stuff hit the fan and I was just sobbing at the end. But I gave this 5 stars because of the amount of time and effort I spent reading it, but also because the ending was like, oh man, she pulled some K-drama tactics in the ending of this. So I'm just like, I need to know what happens in the 3rd book, but I'm also not ready to jump back in yet. So we will see. But yeah, the 1st book follows June and Day, where they're like on opposite ends of society. June is like the Republic's Prodigy. It's a dystopian / modern retelling of Les Mis. And Day is like the Republic's most wanted criminal, and they cross paths in a fateful way in the 1st book, Legend. And yeah, and then there's romance and other things. June finds out that the Republic's been lying to her and other things. But yeah, I do love these characters a lot. So yeah. And then the last book I gave 4 stars, which I also finally finished reading. It is the Unbroken Anthology. This is an anthology of 13 short stories written by 13 authors who all have disability of some sort, and they wrote characters that have disability of some sort. So yeah, this is really important because of the rep. I found some stories more interesting than others, so it was like kind of slow going at times, so that's why it's 4 stars. But I think it's a very important book to read, and I do highly recommend it. Yeah, so those are the 7 books that I read this month, and I was hoping to read some more, but unfortunately that didn't happen. Yeah, so I'll be back in a bit because my friend wanted to pop in for my stats. So see you in a bit. So Ashley is back so that she can react to my stats for the year. Also, I forgot to show my shirt from Tea Turtle. It says, "This is my happy place." So, I mean, Ashley's place is one of my happy places. So, yeah. So for this year, I read 165 books. Oh my gosh. Which I wanted to read a few more because last year, 2 years ago now, for 2019, I read 163 books, and I was at that like near the end of December, and then I only managed to read 2 more, so yeah. And then 2018, I read 130 books. 2017, I read 138 books. 2016, I read 241 books.
Wow, is that your record?
Probably. And then 2015 is when I joined Goodreads and started tracking my reading, and I read 202 books. And then I did a breakdown of each month, how many books I read, and my star ratings. So I'll just go into that. I didn't go in more in depth, like talking about like the genres I read. But I will say some of these months where it seems like I read a lot of books, some of them are just like repeats of like short stories, and there's a lot of picture books thrown in there, so yeah, just disclaimer for that. So as I mentioned, for December I read 7 books. 4 of them were 5 stars and 3 of them were 4 stars, so it's pretty evenly divided. And then November I read 9 books, 4 5 stars, 4 4 stars, 1 3 star.
What book was that?
I'll have to check later, but I'll tell you later. October, I read 7 books, 6 5 stars, 1 4 star. September, I read 13 books, and all 13 were 5 stars.
That was a good month.
August, I read 8 books, all 8 were 5 stars, so another good month. July, I read 16 books, 10 5 stars, 4 4 stars, 1 3 star, and 1 1 star. That was the month I read After by Anna Todd, which I've trashed enough on my channel. So, and then June was probably my biggest month. I read 35 books, 29 of them were 5 stars, and 6 were 3 stars. So I didn't have any 4 stars for that one. May, I read 15 books, 13 5 stars, 1 4 star, and 1 3 star. And then April, I also read 15 books, but the star ratings were a little different. So 11 5-stars, 1 4-star, 2 3-stars, and 1 2-star. I messed that up. And then March, which is when the world started to go downhill, and also my birth month. I read quite a lot, actually. I read 18 books. 16 of them were 5-star, 1 was a 4-star, and 1 was a 2-star. And then February, I read 9 books, and all 9 of them were 5-stars. And January, I read 13 books, 10 were 5-stars, 2 were 4-stars, and 1 was 2-stars. So that wraps up my year, and Happy New Year to everyone. Hopefully this one will be a bit better than last year was, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!